have to go necessarily this. What I'm saying is that you can have, look like right here, if you want to look at iced coffee. You know, so iced coffee, you know, it's like in the ash colors, you know, type of thing. Like this right here, when we look at levels, 8 is the highest, which is the lightest, 6 being the darkest, right? Okay. You're still going to be dark, but then again, being that your base natural color, it is darker, like we're on the 4s, you're still going to show root. You're still going to have to get your roots done no matter what.
Right.
Do you need to continue to highlight your hair based on what we already spoke? No. You could just let it go, just get one full color and just ride it out, you know, and not get your hair highlighted anymore. But basically, we're just changing overall the whole look of your whole hair. Mm-hmm. And also the color, because obviously it's gonna, you know, it's gonna look significantly different.
So this, like, I do love this iced coffee lighter. Mm-hmm. This will cover at my root, or it'll still be.
It would cover your root, but it will make it lighter, your virgin hair. Okay. Because your base color is darker, and this is actually lighter.
So when it grows out, it's still going to show my root,
yes,
like a lot.
Correct.
But will it be a nice transitional fade, or no? It'll be very harsh.
It's gonna be harsh because your natural root is darker than this color line right here that we're pointing out. So if you want to go somewhere like a little bit closer to your natural color, that it won't look so hardish, then this would not be a great idea for us to be looking at, to be honest with you. Okay. We definitely have to change, our whole decision. I wouldn't recommend chestnuts because chestnuts do have red underlying tones. Mahoganies have red underlying tones, and so does chocolates. They all do, to be honest with you. It has this one not so much, to be honest with you, the 32s, because it has the golden and it has the violet, so it kind of like balances it out. But yes, you can see a little bit, but not so much. Like when the growing out process is not so bad,
right?
So
this layer of the color is the color that I don't like.
That you don't like,
right? So I think I'm okay with anything that's not gonna give me this tinge. If that makes sense. And I think what we did.
So then you will have to go darker.
Okay, to cover
because
that.
This is lighter. You have, look, this is your natural, and this right here was the 8.23 that I did on your hair.
8.23.
This one.
Oh, then we did.
I did that for you to be able to get this light with 20. I did that. This is the base that I put on your hair. It was an 8.23 with 20 for me to be able to go that light on your hair.
And that doesn't have red in it, and it's still. Well, I was told that I have a natural red undertone.
Yes.
So I kind of can't avoid that, no matter what.
It's always going to happen. Like that, the only way, like I said to you before, the only way that you're going to be able to control that is by you coming into the salon, doing your glaces, at the same time at home for you taking care of it, with your shampoos and things like that. Now remember, the toning shampoos is not something that you're going to be doing all the time. That is just temporary. Like you could do it like once, maybe twice a week. I'm not saying for you to do it all the time every time you wash your hair.
And that's the blue shampoo.
Yes,
I know. I did
because
use
that
it the other
does
day.
also dry out your hair. So that's something that I'm not going to recommend for you to do. Yes.
So I used the Matrix blue one, the shampoo and the mask the other day.
Okay. I mean, like I said, it's not something that you should be doing all the time.
Okay.
Like you could do it, like I said, like maybe twice, every 2 weeks or so, not continuously.
Okay.
Now, what you should be doing is, like I said, coming back every 3 months for a glaze.
Mommy issues.
No, I get it. Totally get it. Now, when we look at these NIs right over here that you're pointing out, this is more for like gray coverage. Like people that have like a lot of grays and they want it covered and they want to like really deepen, their natural. So they want to be like in a natural color, or sometimes I have to add this into the color because they'll pick like a base, like let's say like a 5.32, but they have a lot of gray and I need to make sure that it really penetrates. So then I have to mix it with an NI for me to make sure that it's a little bit more intense and it covers their grays. These right over here, these are more like ash colors. When you talk about the ash colors, they're dark. pure ash blondes. So they do have, like a lot of blue in it. This one right here. So, and these right here too. They're like significantly like dark.
Right. Okay.
So now it's really where you want to go. Like, do you really want to change your whole overall look? I understand that you also mentioned to me that you were thinking more of a cowgirl, color.
I was contemplating if I wanted, like, before I commit to dark, right? Commit to going back to my natural. If I should just like play around with the red idea concept, but what would be like
I mean, this is also like a nice one, the 5.3. It's a light golden brown.
Right.
It's a pretty one. It's dark.
Dang, man, I'm like so torn on what I should do. It's like I know that my hair kind of needs a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I feel that it's not as healthy as it once was.
I personally, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see unhealthy.
You don't see that.
I don't.
Okay.
And I have seen unhealthy hair.
Right.
Your hair is not unhealthy.
So it's not dry. You don't see dry.
I mean, if your hair feels a little dry, to be honest with you, this is totally normal.
Right.
To me, it's something normal when I see blondes.
Right.
You are going to have some dryness because you know what I mean. Like, we just bleach your hair, so that's why I always say, hey, make sure you're doing your mask, repetitively, and I'm pretty sure you are using the correct shampoos and you're using the correct curly products, and you are also diffusing.
Right.
So I mean, what I'm feeling is that when you look at it, because it's so blonde, it looks dry.
Right. I think yes.
And also, to be honest with you, curly hair itself,
right,
naturally, is dry.
Right. Okay. So, in your professional opinion, without taking anything my bias into consideration, where do you see, like, would you continue highlighting if you could do whatever you wanted to my hair right now, would you continue to highlight it?
I will continue to highlight every 6 months, just touching the root, because I never go over your blonde.
Right.
I only touch your new growth.
So only highlighting here?
Yes, only the new growth.
Oh.
I never ever go over. If I were to go over the hair that has already been highlighted, your hair will break.
Right.
So that's something that I don't do. What changes the whole aspect of your blonde once we do it is the glaze that I put in your hair. Then the hair looks completely different. It looks more uniform. Then you come out of here with a different shade, and remember also glazes have they condition your hair at the same time.
Right. Okay. I'm nervous.
No, it's fine. I mean, take your time. It's really what you want to do. It's all about choosing a color that really pulls your attention and pulls your eyes. I feel like you're probably kind of over the blonde, and then you want to kind of like tone it down, and there's nothing wrong with that either. So
it's like I love it. I love the blonde, and I know that it makes me look more vibrant. And if I do go dark, it's gonna make me
gonna dim you down. A lot. Seriously.
So I don't want to go too dark like my natural base, but I
kind of like in the middle.
Yeah, I want, like, when my new growth grows out, I don't want it to be such a harsh transition. But
that right there, it's
almost impossible
because your natural is so dark. So the only way for you to be able to get that is by going that dark. And that's like going back to what you had before. Back before you had you were doing a 4.32, if I'm not mistaken. You were like dark, like chocolate brown before.
Right.
That's what you were doing before. You were doing like a 4.32, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's what you had before. And if I'm not mistaken, you didn't have that much red with the 4.32. Am I wrong?
No, I didn't have that much red.
Exactly. That's why I recommend it. Like, if anything, like, this will be like the least of them
to
go. Yeah.
So where should I look? Like, if I'm gonna pick maybe say 3, like one from the light and one from the dark.
One from the light, one from the dark. I would recommend here.
Okay. Here.
Right.
And this is too light.
That's what I mean. look at it right here.
Casi
This
lo
is
mismo.
what I put on your hair.
Mhm.
Right here, you're just gonna be more golden
More
than
golden.
anything, because this has ash in it. You see it?
Right.
The violet cancels out the red.
Okay, so I want more canceling of the red.
Right.
So violet cancels red?
Yes. Violet cancels out red.
So
Violet
then-
cancels out orange, as a matter of fact.
And how about if I experimented with these? Like, since I am already blonde, if I wanted to go this kind of blonde,
You're gonna be significantly lighter.
but it will.
You're not gonna. You're no matter what. Like, these are way too blonde. I wouldn't recommend this right here, because you're trying to move away from that. You still want to be kind of dimmed down, you know. So if you want to experience, you know, with the 8.32, the light golden, but remember that gold, your base is just gonna be more brighter. In other words, your base is gonna be like more golden than anything. And then it's, you know, and you're just gonna be bright. Basically, you're just gonna be brighter. You're gonna be like a blonde. But if you don't want to be a blonde anymore, but you still want to be kind of in the light, then I would recommend here. Like, I would even go with I would even go either with 6.32, honestly. If anything, I would do on your hair. With 20 to kind of like dim me down.
To dim me down.
Like all over.
And that'll be all over. And so the blonde pieces are gonna turn out closer to like.
Yeah, sort of. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I would do to your hair. You're still gonna be light, but you're not gonna be, you know, like, you're still gonna be light though. Like, if you don't want to see like light, like you don't want to see
I
this.
I do.
Do you want to see this though? Because the 6.32 is gonna get you here.
Yeah, no, I think I decided that I'm not ready yet to let go of the blonde.
Okay.
Fully.
All right.
So I still like the lightness, because I don't want to just switch from being this bright to then fully dark. It's gonna be too harsh of a transition.
Be too harsh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I would have to work myself back to that dark.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe cooling it down just a little bit so that it's not super bright might make the frizzy look less
Right.
frizzy. Okay, so then
I mean, the 35s are also very pretty too, but like I said, you are going to see a little bit of red. Yeah, I mean, what the 35s is going to do also, it, like your blonde, it's going to kind of it's going to, like, let's say if you have any brassiness of color on your hair, with the 35s, it's going to correct it. But you don't have brassiness, you're just blonde.
Okay, so you don't see brassiness.
I don't see brassiness.
Okay.
I don't see orange.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see yellow. I see great shades of blondes on your hair.
Right.
And then I just see your color, obviously, like oxidize. Once your color starts oxidizing, those natural, underlying tones, boom, they start popping back up.
Okay. So if we said this one will bring the blondes to look closer to this.
Yes, but less. Like, in other words, darker. Because remember, you're going from an 8 to a 6. That's 2 shades lower.
Okay, so if I start with this all over, then
that's what we have been doing on your base.
Without doing a root touch. Oh, and then you will tone it. So do the root touch.
That is your root color.
My root touch up was this.
Yes.
With this with 20.
And then the glaze
brings the rest of it back to the blonde. I guess something like this blonde. Does it kind of look like?
No, I want to say more ash, because what I do is that when I do your glazes, I put a violet on the shades EQ. So the shades EQ is actually what tones down.
Okay. Am I being difficult today?
Nope, not at all. I just want to make sure that you're happy, like, that's what I would take you,
Yeah. I love this. I wish like my whole hair could be like this color.
You can. We just need to highlight the heck out of you. So it will be like Erica, like my client Erica. That when you go on my Instagram, she's like the third one on the first row.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is crazy about her blonde. Like, she comes in, you're not typical. She is, excuse me, she's special.
Right.
And I take my time with her because she knows, the girl knows what she wants.
Yeah, that's I'm not, like, I look at so many different inspo pictures and I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't like envision it on me.
Yeah.
I love this, honestly. This would be so beautiful. But how could I like, not my full hair, but like just the blonde pieces? Is that?
Well, first of all, for me to be able to get your blonde pieces to be that light, I would have to lighten you even more.
So if we were to
right now you're
highlight my
level
roots,
9.
if we were to highlight my roots today, like if we were to just nix-nay whatever I said about my highlighting, and I continued going blonde, but more ashy or blonde instead of, what blonde do I have right now? I feel like
You have a warm blonde. You're warm.
like this. Is that warm?
No, this is. Don't look at this.
What does my blonde look like right now? If you could compare it.
Right now you're like here, 30 months.
Okay.
Because you have like a beige blonde.
Beige blonde.
Yeah.
I didn't even look over here. We did talk about the rose.
We did. We have for a long time.
For a
Just
long
be
time.
playful for it.
And what would, like, if like this?
Well, this
If
is
you could do it?
These are more like I would throw this all over just to be playful with your hair for you to just be significantly different. That's what I would do. And this would be like on your blonde. Like you will have rose gold on your blonde. Remember Rose, like if you're freaking out about your red popping through.
I know. I guess it's just the red popping through only because it's a brownish red that makes it feel like it's so noticeable.
Yeah.
But if it's intentionally red, like if we did do red, then that's a different story. Then I'm like embracing the red.
Right.
Gosh, this is so hard today. I came in here like guns blazing. I'm gonna
do
it dark. And then
if you're ready to go dark,
then I sit in the chair and I'm not ready.
No. I mean, bronze. This also has, red. These right here all have. These are all reds.
Yeah.
These are all the red colors. But if you're trying to go like just like more dim down, then this honestly then.
So you would say that I kind of really only have like two options. Either I'm gonna stay light or I have to or dark. Like for what my like look.
For what you're asking me for, yes.
Okay.
Or like you like this is another thing that I said to you. If you are not ready, if you're undecided of what you really want to do, don't make a decision if you're not sure, because then we're gonna regret it and we're gonna hate it.
Right.
My biggest fear, 100%, is to put red on your hair because I have heard a lot from you that you just don't like when your natural base pulls red, and you are naturally underlying tone red. Like my hair picks
The
up
baby
red.
is too super red.
Yeah, that's just in our genes. That's just in our DNA.
Puerto Rican.
Yes, that's just in the DNA. Like there's nothing that I can do about that. But if you want to be dimmed down and you want to go back to kind of like your dark and not be so dark, and now that you have highlights and you want to kind of embrace them still a little bit, then I would recommend to be like these right here on the 32s. On the 32s, which are cute, they're nice. If you ever wanted to go back and be blonde again, you could do it. It's not a hard thing to do. That's what I would recommend. I mean,
Yeah, because that's actually, I'm glad that you said that. I if I were to go dark, I don't want to go too dark that it's then going to be impossible to go back to blonde in a couple months if I decided to.
Right. Well, you have never been hard or impossible to go back to blonde in the first place. To me, you never were, because honestly, this is where you were at the whole time. This is where you were at. Like, if you show me pictures of where you were at last time, and I remember this is what we were doing on your hair. And you were like, oh, I really like my dark. I really miss my dark.
And what's this? The sandies.
These are all glazes, honestly.
These are glazes.
These I wouldn't even use this as a base color. Like, none of
Not
that.
a base color.
No.
Alright, so say my base color, keeping it at its normal, and then toning with like something sandy or golden, more gold.
You have gold in your hair.
I am gold right now.
Yes. You're beige. Beige has gold. I'm scared.
She's going crazy.
Look. It's right here. This is not white.
This is white. This is
Yes. Platinum. If you want platinum, then I have to refill your whole entire head.
I did want platinum, but I would want to go platinum if like with a dark base, like how that picture I showed you. She has like platinum blonde, but then a very dark.
And I would do your base like an ash base. Like I would be like, okay, then let's take you like the 6.1s. Dark ash blonde.
A dark ash blonde. Not like it can't be like this.
I mean, remember once again, you mentioned to me your natural base going back. That's something keep in mind, erase it out of your mind that you're gonna have to struggle with the whole entire time.
Right, because I have
dark.
crazy grays and I have.
And you're naturally super, super dark. Like you're like right here dark on these right here.
All right. So I like these. So what was the plan if we did this? This being the base?
That's just an ash color. Like if you want to be ash all over,
and ash tones it down, tones down blonde. Okay, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna do
a test strand.
Okay.
To see what I get.
Okay. So like overall, not so that takes away the super light frizzy spots with more of an ashier color, but still keeping lightness.
You want lightness still? You want where are you pointing out?
Like if this were my, like, you're saying if this goes in overall, like all over full color?
That's super blonde. 8.1. Look, this is lighter than this. You see it? This is where you were at. This is your base color, and this is where you're asking me. This is a lot more lighter.
Alright, so overall, ash. This is ash? This has ash in it?
No.
This doesn't have ash
Violet.
in it.
This has ash.
Tell me what to do.
I don't want to make decisions for you because it's your
have
hair.
to. I
No.
trust you.
I know you do, but I have to explain all these things to you.
And I'm fully
Because imagine if I don't explain
educated.
this to you.
I'm educated now.
The 0.1, the 0.1, it's gonna cancel it's gonna cancel out like a lot of basically orange as well, the 0.1. But do you want me to do a test strand with the 7.1? This is a pretty color. It has blue, it has pure ash blonde, medium pure ash blonde. You want me to do a test strand with this one?
Test strand, like in that, this will be like a full color? Okay, so yeah, do try it on like on a blonde piece.
I'm gonna take a blonde piece with a dark piece together and see what I got.
Okay. All right, but I know you said you don't want to make the decision for me, but pretend that I, you know.
I got you.
Like, what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I will keep you warm because you want warm.
You would keep me warm, which is bright.
Warm, bright, but not warm like dark. I wouldn't want to dim you down all the way unless
So
you
do what you think is best for me. I know that I'm gonna love it.
Okay. All right. Let me try the 7.01.
You hear my whole like spiel of what I feel.
Yes.
I still want to keep the lightness, but I don't want to go too dark to my natural. I want an ashy color. Yes, the red is a little bit of a but I understand that it's my natural undertone, so make do with what I can and continue to take that out of the equation, the red aspect being my big issue, because it's not really that big of an issue as long as I come in to continue correcting.
Now, remember that this is a medium intense, I'm sorry, no, that's the 409. This one is a medium pure ash blonde, okay? It's a little darker.
Yeah, a little darker
than this one right here. You see it? It's just a dab. It's just a tap. Look at the 8.23 is lighter.
Because this has more purpley, right?
Mhm.
And that has more blue.
Mhm.
And the purple cancels out the red more than the blue.
I would say both equally. They both.
Actually, since we use the blue shampoo instead of the purple shampoo, maybe the blue is what my hair.
Let me try this 7.01. I'm gonna do a
I literally trust you with this head.
I'm gonna do a test strand because I don't